go.
All right, and just like that, we are back with the super close-up cameras again this week.
Yeah,
right?
dude.
I love
we
it,
got
dude.
close-ups on
It's
everybody.
like make sure the nose hairs are good, or makeup, please. Hey, everybody, I am DJ Kelly Reverb. I am an RSPS. You have tuned into, shout out RSPS. You have tuned into This Pink Cloud, which is a show on recovery, and we are all about those multiple pathways to recovery. Sitting in with me, as always, my lovely co-host, my lovely follically challenged co-host, Chad Lamons, everybody.
Yeah, dude. You know what I'm saying? I get the air horn and the hallelujah, bro.
Right, there you go.
That's where we're at.
Hey, and also, real quick reminder, I would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, but we're also on all other major streaming platforms, so be sure and hit that subscribe button because it helps us raise awareness and destigmatize, for that matter. But anyway, without further ado, a person that actually reached out to me on Facebook, so people do get on the show by reaching out to me through Messenger. This guy is a comedian, has a colorful past, we'll say. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Gerard.
Hey, how's it going? Happy to be here. This is great.
There you go. You get the gong, dude.
Man, I feel like I'm at an REO Speedwagon show. That's good.
I like it.
Yeah.
Were they You've Lost Us, or what was their big song?
Can't fight this feeling.
That's
Any
it.
longer.
That's it.
Yeah.
but I'm glad you feel like that. So, but yeah. So, I mean, we were talking prior to the show, but it sounds like some crazy stuff went on. So why don't we get into that? Why don't you kind of start where you started drinking and all that good stuff?
Well, first of all, I grew up in a dope house in Fairburn, Georgia in the 80s.
That's a good start.
Yeah. And so, I didn't want to, I had no desire to even drink a beer until I got to college. I went to Young Harris College, and I can cuss, right?
Oh, dude,
yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, so
fuck yeah.
I had a theater professor that wanted to fuck me, and she walked up to me, she put her tits in my face and said, "Would you like to come over to my house tonight for a glass of wine?" I said yes. I went to her house. I never had a glass of wine before. Had a glass of wine. I'd never been drunk before, and that started the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Within 4 years, I was homeless. After that first glass of wine, a year after that first glass of wine, I took my first hit of some weed.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had a problem with the alcohol, nothing prepared me for the weed.
Right.
And I got hopelessly addicted to pot.
Right.
And I did go into a psychosis, and of course I had no idea what was happening. I had no idea what a treatment center was or anything. I was in Blue Man Group. I was doing the New York show, and
now were you actually a blue man?
Yeah, I was a blue man.
And okay, so I got a question.
Yeah.
So do you paint your face and then everything else is a latex suit, or how does it go?
No, it's I guess the best way to describe it is a bald cap with grease paint, and and the costume is there's no latex involved. I think they had rubber gloves, latex gloves, but that's all it was.
And did y'all have groupies?
It was reckless using and fucking. I mean, it was the lifestyle. It was entertainment, full blast.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So and I was brand new to all. Those guys were all older than me. So they were hip, slick, and cool. I looked up to them. I was just 21 years old. I had no shit from Clay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that was my introduction to the lifestyle of drugs and using and everything else. Only thing was, I didn't interpret it the way they did. They did it and they got promoted and were the kings of cool. I did it and I got crazy and escorted out the building.
Right.
That's what happened.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, so so let's hear some stories. So you, when we were talking, I know we got to make this quick today, and we'll get you out of here by 3. But you were telling me a story of defecation on the stage.
Absolutely. I'd been in Chicago. I've been in Chicago doing the show up there for 3 weeks eating. Have you ever seen the Chicago-style pizzas? They're that thick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So 3 weeks of that with Tabasco sauce. Flew into Las Vegas, went to IHOP. I was on stage that night, and I said, oh, my God. I was either going to pass out or die, and the next thing I knew, I shit myself in front of 1,000 people. Now, it's the worst thing that could happen. It's the worst thing that could happen to any performer ever in the history of life, of show business.
Right.
And so stuff that I thought only happened in the movies was happening to me.
Right.
And that was one of them.
Right.
And it was incredible. It was a trauma beyond description, and it was all related to smoking weed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, why would you say that?
Because being out of touch with my body and not knowing how to take care of myself and just smoking and eating and smoking and eating, I didn't even know how to go to the bathroom.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know the basics.
Wow.
And not even how to go to the bathroom.
That must have been some good weed.
Well, it was the best weed.
Yeah, right.
But you're in entertainment. You have access to the best of all that. I mean, as if it matters. I mean, it's all crap. It's all poison. But at that time, I was just trying to be as cool as the guys that were older than me.
Right. And then so when that happened, how did you play it off, man?
Man, I had to finish the show.
Right.
Everybody, the whole, I might as well say, the entire Luxor Theater smelled like the back of my ass.
Okay, fair enough.
This was like a scene out of Train Spotting, but it happened to me.
Oh yeah.
It really happened.
Right. Yeah.
It was amazing. I just you're just divorced. Nothing will bring you back into reality quite like an experience like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. For
real.
I know. That's one hell of a way to put it, dude.
Yeah,
and I've never said it in public.
Right.
So this is the first time.
Well, thank you for the
dude.
exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah. I love a good shit story on the air.
Yeah, of course, dude. Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But so how did you even get into comedy, and how did you wind up in the Blue Man Group?
Oh, okay. Well, I got into Blue Man. I was in college, and the other kids were talking about Blue Man. I didn't know what it was, and the next thing I knew, I was at an audition. I got a call back from Blue Man, and it turned out that I could play drums. I was the right height. I had blue eyes and fucking big eyes and all that. I had the right look, right place, right time with the right conditions, okay?
Okay.
And I made all the cuts, all the auditions they had. I made every cut somehow, some way.
Right.
They cut a gazillion people, but I made it through all those cuts. And then I got into the New York show. They asked me, hey, we're opening a show in Vegas. Would you like to be a part of it? What am I going to say? I'm 21. I said, yeah. So I went out there, and I was the part of the cast that opened the Vegas show. Since then, now that was...
What year was that?
That was 99.
Okay.
So this was before they had the tour, before they blew up and had shows in Berlin and every other goddamn place.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
before they became Cirque du Soleil.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we were out there, like I was drinking with the Cirque guys at the parties because they were down the street at the fucking
And it's
whatever.
like, dude, carnies meet carnies, and
it's
on, dude.
It was on. I mean, I can't imagine how it could have gone any different. But did the show, and very quickly I started having problems with the weed. Okay, and that was my drug of choice. And you know what's funny is what takes most people down in Vegas is what? The gambling. But for me, it was the smoke.
Wow.
Go figure, right?
Yeah.
So I had no idea what a treatment center was. I should have been in everything that we know about in terms of recovery facilities and all that. That's what I needed, but I didn't do it. So I just, the worst thing that could have happened, lost it all, lost my mind, the job, everything. Well,
take us through that progression a little bit. Like, I mean, okay, so you is the exclamation mark you shitting on stage, or is that, where does that fit in the path of your demise?
Well, it's funny. I was so blasted high for the entire Blue Man career that...
How long was that?
I think it was 2.5 years, but I was so fucked up that I don't remember the last part of it. I was completely divorced from reality. It started with that first hit in New York. And then as I was, I'm very lonely. I just wanted to hang with the other guys. They were all getting high, Kelly.
Right.
So I said, okay, this is what you do. So, and they wanted me to do X, and I was afraid of that, so I thought, no, I'll just stick with this weed and these mushrooms, and I'll be good.
Hold on.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms, yeah.
Lord have mercy. And all I remember was laughing my ass off, and time going by, and go, and for like a few hours, and I was just following the lead of the older guy. It was just wanting to fit in and be cool, but very quickly I enjoyed that more than anything else. And that weed was telling my brain, hey, you don't need to go to work. They're lucky to have you.
Right.
You don't need to pay this rent. God's going to take care. That kind of shit.
Right.
So total psychosis.
Yeah.
Yeah, gone with the wind.
Yeah.
And so, and just shitting on stage was just part of that whole thing. And then of course I ended up I went from hanging with the cool kids at the parties to the losers on the streets.
Oh, okay. So you went
houses.
VIP table to back alley.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and it was not until 20 years later, when I had 3 years clean and I'd read the basic text and all that, that's when I knew what happened to me. Up until then, I had no idea.
Right. Well, what was it? Was there a specific event or a specific mind state that you were in that made you want to get clean? Because I always say you can't make somebody else want to get clean. So what made you want to get clean?
Okay, so fast forward back in 2016, I was living in San Diego. I drank myself into the psych ward.
Okay.
When I saw the 12 steps on the wall, I realized I was an alcoholic. I quit drinking that right then. 5.5 months later, I was smoking weed. My lungs hurt so bad that I went to the ER again. The doctor said, we don't find anything wrong, but you got to quit smoking. And so I went home and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat it this time. So I ate it, and I got so fucking gacked that my spirit just said, man, I don't want to do this shit no more. I don't want to live like this no more. 19 years of using. And that was it. And my clean date is April the 22nd, 2017. That's
well,
how long
congratulations,
yeah,
dude.
thank you. That's 6 years.
You actually happened to share my birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your clean date.
No, that's my actual
that's his
birthday.
real birthday.
That's what they call your belly button birthday,
right?
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, but
so that just happened, dude. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations
I feel good,
on
man.
that.
I love it, man. I love being clean. I mean, I just I didn't realize. All I knew was the dope. Oh, I don't have. I had my chip. I left it at home. All I had, growing up that way. I used to get high with my dad, drink with my mom.
I mean, you said you grew up in a dope house.
It was dope. It was.
Literally dope.
Right. My dad. It was pussy and cocaine. That's what kept my dad and stepmom together. Was pussy and cocaine. She had the pussy. He had the cocaine. Her sister was a dope dealer.
Okay.
So she came to the house to distribute, sell, and they used in the house.
Nice.
When dope is being bought, sold, and used on a property, that constitutes a dope house.
Yeah.
And it was a very nice one. It had a swimming pool, but god damn,
Yeah.
there was a lot of drama, man.
Yeah.
From start to finish. And strangers coming to the house, wild drama, the cops. And so I didn't want to use, but when I got to school, college, and I got my first piece of ass, that changed everything because we drank.
Yeah.
And what happened after the drink was the stink. And next thing I know, I'm faded for 20 years and didn't know it. I mean, just following the lead of older people and the cool people and
right. Well, maybe it's something like in your brain you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that shit, but I can smoke and drink. I mean,
everybody's doing it.
They were promoting it like it wasn't shit. They said that weed was like cotton candy, like innocuous cotton candy, just an herb. It's just from the earth, man. It's natural,
right.
man.
It's good for you.
All bullshit. They told me that alcohol was good for you. They said wine and beer were good for you.
Oh yeah.
And so that's the kind of shit that dope fiends want to believe and propagate because it allows them to use.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had it all wrong.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about the house situation. So like you have people like showing up like in the middle of the night, and you're like a little kid and you're asleep and stuff like
wild.
that.
It was wild.
Well, tell us a wild story if you got one, man.
A wild story at the house.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a wild story. So Dad shows up with 2 dead deer in the back of the truck. He says, go get the neighbor. He's coked out of his head, right? I go get the neighbor, and Dad's got one of those show Bowie knives. They're not even sharp. They just come in the case.
Sure.
And he doesn't know what he's doing. He's high. He's trying to cut open this deer, and I got a neighbor that's a real hunter, kind of dude like that.
Sure.
He says, well, Larry, how sharp's your knife? and next thing I know, I'm like cutting open dressing these deer. I was doing math homework. And now I'm cutting open deer and like skinning it and hanging it up. I'm like, this is the kind of wild, chaotic shit that would happen. The cops, it would get violent. They were consistently high on dope.
Yeah.
She liked pharmaceuticals. He liked coke, marijuana, alcohol, and tobacco. When you added it all up, they were basically fucked up 24/7.
Yeah.
For the entire 80s and 90s.
Right. Now, are your parents still around?
Dad's 76. I don't speak to my mother. I think she quit drinking, but she's still crazy.
Okay.
The stepmother uses here and there, but I don't fuck with her either. So like I haven't seen anybody in 12, 13 years.
Oh wow.
Like,
okay.
I'm on my own.
You have any siblings or
I
anything?
got a brother and a sister. We're not close. I tried. Lord knows I tried, but
yeah,
it's just I can't fix a broken home.
Right.
Like it just is. I had to accept it.
It's not your
Humpty
job.
Dumpty.
Yeah.
Humpty Dumpty, man. That's it.
Wow, that's crazy.
But I tried.
Man. Yeah.
And I'm clean. And my life's good, man. I'm doing stand up. I love making people laugh.
That's the most important thing is I always tell people, if you're clean and you're not happy, dude, being happy is a big part of it, or you might as well be using that.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Well, so let's talk about your career.
Yeah.
What do you got going on now?
Well, right now, my big show is in September at a NA convention on Alta Mesa at the Hilton there on September 1st.
And where is that?
The Alta Mesa Boulevard on Southwest Fort Worth.
Okay.
That's the Fort Worth area convention.
And what day was that again?
September the 1st.
September the 1st.
Yeah.
We'll have to try to come out to that.
Yeah.
Cool, dude.
So I sent you a little thing about that. And so in the meantime, I just get on stage as often as I can and see what jokes land, what works, play with audiences. You think of something funny, but you don't know if it's going to land until you bring it, and crowds are different. I mean, I just love it. It's the closest thing to using that I can think of. Because it's you get that immediate endorphin high, but it's natural. There's no... And a lot of the other comics, I don't want to mention names, but a lot of other comics they're using or they're...
Well, hold on.
They're just...
A lot? You mean all other comics are using just about? I mean,
a lot. Yeah, I don't know too many. I know one other guy that's in recovery.
Yeah.
But everybody else is doing the deal. I've reached out to a couple people that had a problem, and they appreciated me reaching out, but they didn't necessarily
want help.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because I can relate. I've always thought because I travel as a DJ, like an EDM DJ, so it's kind of like it's the same kind of structure as a comedian. You go, you do your hour and whatever, and you get fucked up on either side of that, and probably during, and it's the same thing because you're traveling from city to city, shitty hotels, red roof inns, all that stuff. Well, what? Because you were probably on the road for a long time, or probably still travel, right?
I haven't traveled in years.
Okay.
I've been stationary. I used to live in South Korea. Man, I was an English teacher over there. I was drunk for 5 years, living crazy, and did Southeast Asia, and came back and lived in California, New Jersey. And, I'm at a point now where unless I got a reason to be somewhere, I'm staying put.
Right.
I like it like that. I want to sleep in my comfortable ass bed. I don't want to be far from my bathroom and my kitchen.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I'm like that. I'm 45 years old, man.
Right.
I can't be living like I was 25. That shit ain't fun.
Sure.
No more. I want to be comfortable.
Right. And you don't want to get crabs from the sheets at the hotel.
Oh man. Or anywhere else.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, no, I actually stayed at a Red Roof Inn one time, and I shit you not. Okay, they had in the actual candy machine was like romance novels, right?
Oh.
And then I go to iron my shirt, right?
Oh,
and
no.
there's actually blood on the iron, dude. And I'm like, oh,
show business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I had to take a picture of it. I got a picture of it somewhere, but
yeah.
But it was a good time. So it's like I kind of always had connected those dots as far as like a comedian and a DJ. It's like it's very similar to me,
And just like recovery, man, everyone's got his own career.
Yeah.
Markets are available to me that wouldn't be available to another comic because maybe they're not in recovery and don't have the same message to convey. But everyone's got his own career with stand-up, and some people break out and go national, some go international, some stay local, and there's a place for all of that. But obviously, with using spiritual principles and all that, a lot more is available to you.
Right.
So I'm open about being ambitious. It's just that talent is only part of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're shitty to people, if you don't treat people right, it doesn't matter how good you are.
Right.
You're going to limit yourself. So that's what I try to remember, man. When I was using, that's all that mattered. But now that I'm clean, I can actually be not an asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Chad and I are still working on that part.
Dude.
Not
No,
being an
I
asshole?
treat people good.
No, I
fool,
do
but
too.
I just talk shit all day
Yeah,
because it's
exactly,
fun.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean it in
No,
a
I
bad
know.
way or anything, but we just, dude, like us in the studio, bro.
It's on, dude.
It's just, he's like, hey, man, how do you think this sounds? And I'm just like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Hey, so not to make you like a trained pony or anything, but do you want to give us a little taste of the recovery material?
Oh, well, sure. Well, I might as well. So, I was hooking up with this chick in El Cajon, and this is when I was still drinking, and we were drinking vodka. I said, God damn it, you got perfect teeth. She did. She had the best teeth. She said, thank you. They're fake, actually. I have diabetes. I lost all my teeth. I said, damn. Well, your hair's nice. She said, well, thank you. It's a wig, actually. I have diabetes. I lost all my hair. In the morning, there she was, no teeth, no hair, naked, and 450 pounds. And that's when I got sober.
Nice.
It takes what it takes.
Yeah, there you
It
go.
takes what it takes.
That's funny, man. Okay, hey, let's throw to commercial real quick.
Yeah.
We've got Max the Axe, who is our good friend, who is a personal injury lawyer. He actually practices here in Texas and California. If you go to thispinklawyer.com, it will route you to Lone Star Injury Attorneys and ask for Max the Axe. He will get you the maximum results. And he is actually a good dude. And send him an email and tell him we sent you. And he's got no gatekeepers, and you can actually get through to him, and he'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then other than that, we've got Chad. We're trying this out again. Do you have the background music cue?
I don't
this
know.
time? No?
I will.
We'll do it in post. Okay.
Yeah.
But our new sponsor, which is...
It is Stepping Stone Sober Living. This is my buddy Joe. He runs it, and I think they're just opening up a second house too, and it's out in McKinney where I live.
Right.
And here is the logo, and now I'm gonna read it in my best Morgan Freeman voice.
Oh, okay. Let's hear this.
Are you or someone you know struggling with addiction and looking for a safe and supportive environment to begin the road to recovery? Stepping Stone Sober Living is the place to go. I'm going to do the rest in a normal accent. I'm not that good, dude. If I could get deeper, I would.
It had a little grandma in there, but it was close, dude. It was
You
in the
had me.
ballpark.
I was with you, man.
Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate it. And this commercial was written by AI too, so that's why it's so fantastic. But it says, we know firsthand that the journey to sobriety can seem impossible, but you never have to do it alone. Our community provides the support and encouragement you need to stay on track and achieve your recovery goals. We offer clean, comfortable accommodations that will help you feel right at home. Plus, our location is conveniently close to historic downtown McKinney and several vibrant recovery groups, so you can easily access the support and resources you need to succeed. That's reasonable, right?
That was
That was
close.
good.
That was
good.
close.
Fair to
That's
Midland, man.
but just for the people listening, that is Stepping Stone Sober Living, and it is 920-454-0569. Once again, that is 920-454-0569. Ask for Joe, and he's a good dude. We're gonna actually have him on the show here in a couple of weeks.
He's also a recovery coach now too.
Yeah. Shout out. Yeah, we were just talking about the RSPS that he was getting. So that is the Recovery Support Peer Specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but back to our guest Ryan Gerard here, as he it looks like you're getting ready to do a magic trick, dude.
My water bottle's leaking. I don't want to cause a mess.
Oh, okay, I got you. I was like, is he a magician as well?
No, I'm just trying to be conscientious.
No, I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Well, so as far as your recovery, like, I mean, what would you equate that to? Like, I mean, what was it that worked for you? I mean, just you know.
Well, first of all, I had to come into some 12-step recovery things. I had to get my mental health right. I had to find the meds that work for me, so that make me balanced enough so I don't.
We were talking about meds and stuff like
Yeah.
that because, you know, Chad was a heroin user and speedball. So he was on a lot of meds when he went into recovery. But you found that to be important part of your recovery?
I had to get balanced. I mean, I have bipolar type 1, so
Okay.
I have to take a mood stabilizer just to stay even keel. By doing that and getting reasonable sleep, that makes it easier. Doing the 12-step stuff and doing the step work and doing everything that those programs have to offer, that is huge.
Absolutely.
Then there's the exercise and diet, and I quit hanging out with the wrong crowd. I quit chasing ass.
Right.
So, you know, all that effort that I used to put into getting fucked up, now I put that same effort into living well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm drinking water. I'm not drinking Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? So, things like that.
Yeah.
So all those suggestions, they just make a lot of sense to me, and it worked. But I tried the metaphysics and the self-help and the religion. Didn't help me.
Okay.
So this does.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
awesome.
Yeah, so you would say that the 12-step was kind of as far as like a part of your recovery picture was a big part of it, and then
Huge.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, still
That's
is.
awesome.
Yeah.
I make meetings all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
made one this morning on Zoom.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
I like it. So Chadwick, did you have any questions over there, dude?
Dude, so where all do you play? Are you at locally doing this stuff?
Yeah, because we'd like to see.
Because
Oh,
we want to
thanks.
see. I want to go out whenever I can.
Okay, so I'll be at Twilight Lounge in South Fort Worth on Lipscomb Street on Wednesday at I think I'll be going on around 9 o'clock. I'll be at the Arlington Improv tomorrow, Tuesday tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and just different mics.
Do you
all over
usually
town.
just roll like locally as far as doing the comedian?
Right
stuff?
now I'm trying
Yeah.
because right now what I'm trying to do is solidify my act and find my character and you know it takes a few years. I've tried stand up before, but I was always fucked up. So now that I'm clean, like it's gonna take another few years before I'm good enough to be like stepping really out. Like Ralph Barbosa, he just busted out. Now he's
Right.
blowing
Dude,
up.
he's got something too.
He's great.
He's just a chill ass dude, and he tells like he tells ridiculous stories with like the most calm demeanor.
He's
and
really
people
good.
love that shit.
He's really good. Yeah, he's really, really good.
He was
but-
hanging out with Dave Chappelle. I saw on an Instagram post.
Oh, awesome.
I was like, that's super cool, dude.
I'm
Good
gonna
for
be
him.
hanging out with Dave Chappelle at some point.
There we go.
yeah,
See?
No,
dude.
I'm telling you, it's happening because it's all about the spiritual principles. It's all about how you treat people. You got to be good, yeah, but you also got to be good to others.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, it's funny, and you know where I'm going to draw that similarity again is what Chad and I do. We produce EDM, and so EDM hopefully at some point will gain you recognition, and then at some point you'll be playing festivals like the huge festivals, and that's kind of the end goal for us. So it's kind of like you've got to. It doesn't just happen magically. You don't just decide you're going to do this. It's work. And that's a lot of thing. Like I tell a lot of people that, when they come to me and go, oh, what do you think of this track? And what do you think of this? I go, hey, did you have fun making it? Are you proud of it? Then cool, man. Then goal accomplished. Because if you're doing it for other reasons for that, good luck, dude, because it's a pipe dream, dude. You know what I mean? But, that's the same mindset that Chad and I have, that it will happen,
And I think one of the thing that's different for us now is that, or at least for me, and I know for Kelly too, because he does this podcast. You know what I'm saying? He started this shit on his own dime, and it still is. And it's the platform that we get from the music we can use to increase
awareness. Yeah.
that we can, because we're trying to be of maximum service,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the whole idea. You go through a ton of shit, you get fucked over doing it, and you live like what you think is a shitty life, and then you get sober, and then you look at it, you're like, holy shit, all of that experience makes me like the next best candidate to try and go out and help other people not feel like that.
Right.
So that's the idea, dude. The music starts taking off or whatever, then like our viewership for the actual core message, which is like, hey, we love you.
Yeah.
You want help, we can help you type shit. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean? Then the viewership for that is astronomical.
Yeah, if you would like to heed our warning, we have been there and we have that experience, and chances are we can relate, because and that's another thing I say about, addicts and people that have been there is at some point we know that level of desperation, that gift of desperation that, actually made us get sober and then, actually navigate life without, using substances.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love it, man. Also, I've read my Joseph Campbell, and so his basic message was follow your bliss. And when you follow your bliss, doors are going to open where they wouldn't be doors for other people. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we survived all that shit, we're here, and we have something to give back, and compassion and perspective. What more is there, man? I get so much more out of, but see, I get more out of helping other people than taking. But see, when you're using, you're just taking. Yeah. And now it's about giving back, and you get more in return. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
In an ironic way. Yeah.
Yeah. It's dude, it's super counterintuitive. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, I want friends. I want this. I want that. I want that. And then like you're using and like you think you have it all or whatever, but really all of it's fake. And then like you get sober and you're just trying to work on yourself. The next thing you know, all those things that you wanted back then just come out of fruition.
Magically
they
happen.
just literally magically appear. You're
Yeah.
like, I don't even fucking want that right now. I got to work on myself. You know what I mean? And you move in the right direction and the right thing happens. And it's so cliche, but it's that simple. And the reason things are fucking cliche is because they work or they're true. You know what I mean? So you could say it 1,000 times over and over, and that's the whole reason. Like they start these stupid things like, is it odd or is it God? Like all this
Is
little
it odd
stuff.
or is it God?
You know what I mean? Like especially that you hear in AA rooms.
Right.
There's a reason, dude. There's a reason you hear that shit.
There's magic in those steps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In
Miracles happen.
From 1939. Even though like some people say it's like, reading, Old English, or something like that. But it's definitely a fantastic foundation that those people worked on and put together back then. And then, I mean, basically every A group is founded after that, CA, NA, all that stuff. And then also Smart Recovery is basically the same thing, just without the God particle,
And then I'm sure you already realize this, but like, dude, you going up on stage and telling some of your recovery stuff, like might make somebody in the audience who's struggling, you know what I'm saying? Like look at it, dude, it could be 2 words that could change somebody's lives. And you might not ever know, but that's not why you do it.
Well, my first joke that I ever wrote was I took my first hit of weed in 1999. I quit paying my rent in 2000.
I love that. Hey, so speaking of that, like when you have guys that want to, or guys or girls that want to be a comedian, because I'm sure you get that shit all the time, because I get people that want to be a DJ all the time. What advice do you give them?
Write jokes and get on stage.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Write jokes and put it in front of the audience and see what lands.
Right.
All that other shit is that's gravy that will come when it's time for you to have it. But if you are funny and you're funny, write it down and get on stage, and that's it.
Right.
Everything else is an afterthought, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I tried to do stand up one time.
Well,
and it was because I'm funny, dude. Right?
Hey man,
but
I'm funny. I gotta tell you. Hold on.
I drank a bunch of fucking Bang Energy. I'm like, cool, dude, because it just comes naturally when I'm caffeinated. You know what I mean? I just talk mad shit, and I get up on that stage, dude, and I froze up. I didn't write shit down. I was like, oh no, I'll just go off. And you are 100% right.
Yeah.
I'm never doing it again.
Chad- Oh, yeah.
Chad,
You know what I mean?
Chad thought he was just gonna magically be funny,
yeah,
and it was gonna be the caffeine that got him through the show, dude.
That's what Jackie Gleason used to do. You just get fucked up on whiskey and just go out there. But and some people can do that. I did.
Well,
it for
but
a little
Jackie
while.
Gleason also had something called a TV show and was already famous and notable. So, and he already had a kind of a character. So it was like, he had some shit going for him already.
I was really just full of shit.
and fresh out of jail.
Yeah. That's the name of your album, Full of Shit and Fresh Out of Jail.
There you go, dude.
Dude, hold on. Say that one more time.
Full of shit and fresh out of jail.
Yeah, dude.
Well, so other than that, man, I think we're gonna get you out of here by 3:00, man.
Okay.
But you got any advice you want to give to somebody that's maybe trying to get sober?
Yeah, just give the 12-step rooms a shot. If you've got mental issues, do not be ashamed. Get that help. Therapy, a psychiatrist, navigate the meds, talk to your doctor about what works and what doesn't work. Get that balance. And take care of your diet. Watch the documentaries on the mental illnesses. Get educated.
Is there one that you would recommend?
The one that helped me the most is hard to find now. It was an Australian documentary from 2000 called. It was like managing manic depressive illness, something like that. Living with bipolar disorder. It's very dated now. It'd be hard to find. It's probably only on VHS. Actually,
it might. I guarantee it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah. So that broke it down for me real sweet and easy. And
what did you take from that then?
What I took was I had to find the meds that worked, get sober, quit using dope. Exercise, have a life that was worth living. I needed to just like I said earlier, all that energy that I put into getting fucked up. Now I put that energy into living well. But it's a transformation, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything. So if you can navigate those mental health issues and go to the 12-step rooms, that alone keeps me clean.
Right, and I always tell people as far as 12 steps because some people get a bad taste because they go to one room and don't click with the crowd. I'm like, man, that's not the only room in town, dude.
Yeah.
And there's tons, like you said, online meetings 24/7. So 24/7, you can just go look up any AA recovery meeting,
For sure.
and find it. So.
But also, like, if I keep going to the barber shop, I'm going to get a haircut eventually. I have got to stop hanging out with those old people, places, and things.
Right.
I gotta quit hanging out with people that are using if I want to stay clean. A lot of people are so codependent. I just say, man, get okay being by yourself.
Yeah.
Enjoy your own time.
Yeah.
Quit hanging out with people all the time. Just enjoy yourself. And enough time goes by. What's going on with me now is I got more peace now than I've ever had in my life, clean.
Right.
And when you get peace after years of turmoil, it's kind of like getting money after years of being broke. You want to spend it. You want to blow the mission. And that's what I must not do. I got to enjoy, because I want to see what comes out of this piece.
Right.
Absolutely.
This
dude.
interview came out of this piece.
There you go.
I
See?
think.
Yeah.
I think.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
And that's what we were just talking about that too, is like, if you gave me $1 million, like right now in the middle of my addiction, whatever, I would have just, what would I do with it? I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm going to invest. I'm going to do this. No, fuck that. I'd spend it in like 3 days.
Yeah, it'd be gone.
You know what I mean? It'd be gone.
Yeah.
But after I've been homeless and I've been this, I've been that, I've been in jail, and then now I've started back from nothing. Dude, like, if I work and it takes me a few years to earn that $1 million, I guarantee you I'm going to do something good with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I appreciate it more. So with struggle begets appreciation and gratitude.
Well, and the clarity of being, sober and actually being able to process it and knowing that it's happening and realizing that, hey, man, there might be something out there that's, controlling the show. Yeah, I got to show up. Yeah, I got to do the work. But, it's like, hey, it's just like, having you on the show. It's just like, I don't really go out and I don't find people. It's like people, like the booking part of the show. It's like people, just reach out to me and I'm like, yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just like, I just let that happen. It's not like I'm trying to, I mean, of course, yeah, I'd love to have like Theo Vaughn or Dave Chappelle or somebody like that, but it's just like, I just let it happen organically. And, it seems to work out if I, don't have to have 100% control of the bus. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the narrative.
Yeah. Having a spiritual life was great. Not having one fucked me up. I needed one.
Yeah.
I needed one.
Right.
So
For sure, dude.
Get it. Well, dude, it's close to that witching hour,
Sure.
but I appreciate you coming on, dude, and we wish you luck on your career, and we definitely want to come and check you out. Do you have a website or Facebook page that people can go to?
It's Ryan Gerard Comedy on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. That's
Okay.
all I got right now.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's like you have to have every social media platform ever.
I'm getting there, but that's where it's at.
I'm on MySpace, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding.
Is that still around?
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't even know.
I think
dude.
I think it is.
Oh wow.
I think it is, but yeah. But anyway, well, dude, best of luck with
you.
your career.
Absolutely.
And then when is that date again for the NA conference?
That's September 1st at the Hilton on Alta Mesa Boulevard. That's the Fort Worth Area Convention.
Okay.
Cool.
Perfect. Beautiful. Well, thank you for coming on, Chadwick, as always.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in. And that was some great commercial work, by the way, dude. Big ups, dude. Morgan Freeman.
I thought it was Morgan.
Yeah, I did. If I close my eyes, dude, yeah. It was
like
Morgan.
him.
It was Morgan.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, be sure and tune in next week. We got my friend Shawnee Cameras. Shawnee Cameras is a dude who actually shoots the Ultra Festival and huge like celebrity events. And he's one guy, and he was in the scene, and he's got an incredible backstory. So I'm looking forward to that. Be sure and subscribe to our show. We're on all major platforms. So if you're in the car, you can listen to us on the Spotify.
And the Apple Podcast.
And the Apple Podcast.
Cool.
Anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Remember, kids, there is no magic pill for sobriety, because if there was, we would all take too many.
Drop a bar.